What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here. Today we're going to review the HK CC9, but one that wasn't sent out for free. One that my buddy actually purchased. We got together, went to the range today, put some rounds on range. I'm going to give you the true review. On top of that, I'm going to tell you a difference between this and the influencer guns that were sent out. Now, what is the influencer gun? They all had the handgun for months, didn't tell you about it, have been shooting it, filming videos, and then HK says, okay, guys, you are allowed now. You weren't allowed 15 minutes ago, but okay, now you are allowed. Drop the video. Now you have 150 videos of all the same review. We're going to do a little different over here. Anyways, this is an example of me using a product for years now. A company recognizing I've been using their product. I spend my own money on their products, and then sending out a goodie bag. Actually pretty interesting, so I salute it. One of my favorite products has been the Glock 26 mag sleeves. You've seen these. They're basically the X grip with different texturing. You've seen these in my videos. Also the Hellcat mags with their different base plate. You have seen these in the videos. Look at what they sent out. Awesome goodie bag, so check them out if you want. If not, not a big deal. But they have some awesome base plates that add a little bit more, capacity compared to other base plates on the market. So just thought I'd point that out there. Shout out to them for sending out that goodie bag. Anyways, the HK CC9. You want to know the difference between this one and the one sent out to influencers? The one sent out to influencers, it's sort of sad, had to be labeled. It had to be labeled on the magazines. You saw that. People were like, oh, that's so weird why it says 12+1 and 10+1. Well, that means you have an influencer gun. You didn't go buy it. You didn't do new construction plumbing all day to go purchase a handgun. You didn't run a security company to go purchase a handgun. That's all it meant. But that is the one major difference. Anyways, in the case, blah, 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 you get a lock. It's actually a pretty nice case, not gonna lie. Do I need it? Nope. Do we need it? Nope. But is it nice? Sure. But cut 10 to 15 bucks off it. Give me a cardboard box. Call it good. I'm happy. Anyways, let's check this thing out. Today we shot 200 rounds through it. Not a single hiccup. Did I like it at first? Honestly, not. I asked my buddy what his thoughts were. Honestly, no. He did not like it. It was nothing different at first. While shooting it, we said, you know what? There's no reason why I would say, okay, let's go out and buy this over anything else on the market. Then as we started shooting it, then it started to settle in. Then it started to hit us. Then we started to understand why. And I think a big reason for that is everything was very tense on this gun at first, right? That guide rod was very, very strong. I mean, someone with bad hands or arthritis or pain in their hands would have a pain in the butt manipulating this handgun at first. But then once you started breaking it in, it really saw a good break-in within 200 rounds, which is very positive in my opinion, because I love a firearm that's broken in. Everything just is smooth, clean, easy, reliable. So something like this, over 500 to 1,000 rounds, I could only imagine where it's going to be. Now, what are my impressions on it? Well, right here, we didn't even shoot it with the 10-round mag. We should have, but we did not. But it's going to be very shootable. Is it as snappy as a P365? No, it is more snappy. The P365 is definitely less snappy than this. Is it snappier than a 43? No, it is not. It is less snappy than a Glock 43. We shot them today back to back. Is it less snappy than a Hellcat? Yes, it is. So where I would put it is right between a P365 and a Hellcat for snappiness. Now, of course, you have the internet people that every comment, oh, it's just a Taurus. Oh, I'm not paying that money for a Taurus. This isn't a Taurus, guys. I get it's funny to say that, but we've actually shot the gun. You're just commenting on your keyboard and who knows where. We shot the gun. This is not a Taurus. I shot my GX4s a lot. This is not a GX4. This is what I would trust my life with. This is something I would take serious. This is a handgun that, you know, at $600, which was the price that was paid for it, it's worth it. You are getting that reliability and you feel it in the handgun. Everything about this handgun feels just a little bit better quality than everything else out there. The P365 feels like a toy, in my opinion. And compared to this handgun, it feels even more of a toy. You pick up your average HK, you pick this up, you say, okay, that fits right in. The only thing that throws you off, obviously, is its size, right? Its size throws you off compared to the other HKs out there. The thing is thin. The thing is small. Being under an inch in width is absolutely crazy. I like it. You can pocket carry this HK. They finally gave us an HK we can pocket carry. Nice memory pads, you know, sort of small, but not a big deal. One problem I did have with it was I was riding the slide stop a little bit, but I've done that with the Hellcat and other handguns. Just had to alter my grip on it a little bit. Nice rail on it. I would never throw anything up there, though. I'm not that dramatic. As far as trigger goes, let's get into it. That trigger broke in like crazy. At first, it wasn't what I was expecting. It was sort of off. We were, you know, our groupings were probably 2.5, 3 inches. At the end, you know, by the time we left, we were shooting 1-inch groupings. And it really took us a little bit of time. I'd probably say at least 50 to 75 rounds each to really learn that trigger. And then once you get it down, you're on point. And then also the other thing is getting used to that sight picture. It's a nice sight picture, but you have to realize where you need to put them for shots to go exactly where you want. Now, for defensive shooting, that doesn't matter. Every shot's going to work with this thing. But for actual target practice, trying to get better in terms of that, you do have to, you know, really dial it down just a little bit. Anyways, I like the grip texturing on it. It is enough, in my opinion. Similar to a Walther PPS in terms of ergonomics, in my opinion. And it looks sort of like a PPS. A little bit smaller PPS, right? Finish. Probably my favorite part about the gun in terms of cosmetic features. The finish is really, really nice on it. Like I said, came with great sights. You can't complain about this sight picture on any handgun, especially as someone who favors Glocks. I'm happy. Now, like I said, let's go back to that trigger real quick. Reset. That blade safety really leaves that trigger in the dust a little bit, if you notice that. I'll show you again. I went a little too far. But it does come back nice. I mean, it's not as fast as I would like it. But once you get a hang of it, you can rip with this thing. And you can rip accurately. And what we notice is it becomes like a Walther. It just becomes natural. It becomes like other HKs. Your point of aim is natural. You just have to figure out the gun. And that's similar to a lot of guns. But I don't always experience that. Some stuff I can just rip right off the bat. This actually took me a little bit of time. So what I would say is if you do pick this up, give it, you know, do your due diligence. Put 200 through it first. Put 150 through it first. You will start seeing that you get the hang of it, and it's just a little bit different than the other Micro 9s that are out there. And that's where the difference came in. Once we got it down, we're like, okay, this thing is solid. Now, I already had a number in mind, and I turned to my buddy, I said, okay, honestly, what would you rate this thing? We have shot everything. What would you rate out of 10? He goes, you know, considering, you know, we had to shoot it a little bit and, you know, everything else, he said 8. I said, that's exactly what I was going to say. 8 out of 10. There are so many Micro 9s out there, it is very hard to separate yourself from the pack. Is this enough to separate yourself from the pack? It could be. The thing is fast. The thing is pretty good recoil control, and the trigger's pretty nice. It was just released so late. People are happy with their Hellcats, their Shield Pluses, stuff like that. And then you have the HK FUDs that are just obsessed with the HKs that have to be 6.82-inch long barrels with 17+1 capacity, right? You know, we're in a new age of firearms, guys. This thing is sick. I don't care what anyone says. This thing is sick. I like it. Now, is it going to sell a lot? Probably not. I'm just being real with you guys. But is it worth checking out? 100%. Even if you already own 100 other Micro 9s. Thanks for watching, guys.